Sim Standard, Madden 12 Demo. You know my name. I want to preface this by saying this is game number 7. 3 with the Bears, 3 with the Packers, back to the Bears. I say that because a lot of people like to play a game, maybe 2, maybe 3 plays, who knows. Make a snap decision about a game, throw up a video, call it a day, and hope they get the most hits for having the first Madden 12 video out. You know, I've never subscribed to that. I hope you unsubscribe to it if you did, because it's not the right way to analyze a game. So let me start off by saying this is one of the most improved Maddens I've seen. It is a large step, a much needed and deserved step with EA Sports. It's not without its flaws, but I'm impressed with this demo, not just in the gameplay advancements, but when you look at all the other features they've included. To me, it shows a long awaited pride back in this franchise. The people that designed this game at least had the wherewithal to say, you know, listen, we're not just going to give you the demo, we're going to show you that we're committed to a product. So for as much bashing as I've done to them for not doing it, I would be remiss if I didn't commend them when they did it. Now, some things that I don't like. This build doesn't have the commentary. I hope that means it's getting completely overhauled, by the way. It's a little bit odd to watch this without commentary. I don't like the intros. I feel like they're going to get amazingly repetitive and stale, and I don't like they've taken the intros away from, you know, the player breakdown and commentary, but, you know, maybe that's something that is going to be implemented into the game. Now, I do like the new camera angle. It's a little higher. It lets you focus on the line play, lets you see a little bit easier down the field. I think it's going to be better for online and offline gameplay. The shifting, in terms of motion shifting and sliding, at least from what I've seen in these 7 games, is to where I'll call it a 2K-like appearance, meaning it happens so seldom I can probably overlook it when it does. Don't hold me to that if the game comes out and it's a lot different. Now, with that said, I think I've picked a pretty good play to illustrate the good, the bad, and the demo, I guess. So, this is a run play with Matt Forte. First thing I do want to focus on, though, is the line interactions. Because as I talked about, they are greatly improved. This game plays a lot like NCAA. And I don't, break down NCAA at all, but it does play a little bit like it. So, you've got a good double team here. I like the fact that you can see, a little weird animation run in place out of 73, but that's what starts the momentum going. You see when he starts to get pushed back. I like that. That seems fairly realistic to me. Over here, you've got number 88 just making a diving attempt at a corner. One thing in terms of the realism, I don't know if I like seeing Clay Matthews get manhandled by Greg Olsen. Feel free to comment on that in the comment below, I suppose. Now, some of the bad. We still do see very questionable things. First of all, number 86, procedural awareness is here. I mean, he's looking at who he needs to go block, and he's finding them. On the other hand, when we go back to number 86, it almost seems non-existent. I mean, clearly you're picking up the linebacker, you run right past him, and then you swivel and turn around to try to get him. Now, some of the bad. I mean, some of the good, you feel like you have a lot more control over the players, offensively and defensively. It worried me at first because I was playing a lot on defense. You're able to undercut routes. It feels really seamless and smooth. You don't feel like you're stuck in animations anymore. But, in situations like this, you can juke out of stuff. And that's something that this franchise has sorely missed. Now, some of the bad, when we talk about procedural awareness, I just don't understand what's going on here. I mean, the looking to the sideline has needed to be addressed for quite a while. Okay, it's still here. I can overlook it. It's a small flaw, but I can't overlook stuff like this. The running back is slowed in the backfield. I like that 38 is shooting to the gap, but I don't understand why he is running blindly past me to interact with a blocker that actually did nothing, if you recall, over here. Okay, this is what I don't like. I don't like when I can look back at a play and wonder how scripted the game is. That I've got a blocker blatantly miss a linebacker to go pick up another player eventually 5 yards out of the play a second or two later. The other thing I don't like, it seems like there's some weird speed bursts in this game, and you're about to see one right now. Matt Forte, I'm obviously got user control, and I'm taking off running, and then this happens. And this is an animation I've seen a lot in this game. You know, you really don't get the option to approach them head on. You know, this is a trucking situation. A lot of times when you try to truck, this happens. You know, I'm not trying to stop and pivot, I'm trying to power through. I don't know why my body, at least through the player, is being pulled back up against me. And then you eventually see this drag to the ground tackle. And yeah, it looks like it would be a failed truck. I mean, I've obviously got my hand on his helmet, I'm pushing him away from me, but then we both fall down. My issue with this is not so much the result, but the speed burst here that it takes for him to get in front of me. I just don't know, and I'm not saying Matt Forte is a speed burner, but ground in the NFL is made up right here, okay? When you're looking straight down the field at a juke in the backfield in between blockers, that's when you crash down and make a tackle. You don't come over and make a tackle up in front of somebody almost face guarding in the NFL. That's what I don't like. I don't like some of these pursuit angles that revolve around this speed. And when I play just this at speed for you, it might be a little bit difficult to notice, but just notice how much faster he takes off in the last instant of that play. And I also want to go back over just to put a cap on this video, and I will do a few more. 38 has a very similar speed burst when interacting with that blocker. I just don't know if I like how that plays out. But again, my overall impressions are positive. You know, there's a lot of good stuff to build on here. This is, I felt like, again, a much needed step in this franchise, and I feel like at least right now it's headed in the right direction. It's not there. There's still a lot of problems. But this is a positive step I know that I've waited for a long time. A lot of people on the Sim Standard have waited for it. So it's not complete praise, but listen, I can't play this demo as much as I've played it and sit here and preach to you that nothing's been done. In years past, I could, because that was the case. But this year, there's definitely changes in this game. Some of them for the better, you know, some of them for the worst. I think it's going to take a lot more than a demo and a lot more time with the game to see if there's any developing patterns in terms of the things that we don't like about the gameplay as a community. But right now, you know, I can honestly tell you that the game has improved. How much is negotiable, but it has been improved.